If you're studying CeMAP or thinking about it, this is the update that you cannot afford to miss. The CeMAP qualification is being completely overhauled. We're talking new modules, new exams, new platforms, and here's the kicker: if you don't pass both modules of CeMAP 1 before the deadlines that I'm going to mention in a second, there's a chance you're going to have to start all over again with your studies. But here's the bit most people are missing. There are two separate deadlines, and what applies to you depends on when you've registered for the exam. So let's break it down. If you've registered and you've paid for your CeMAP 1 exam before the 29th of September 2025, you will be able to sit the current version of the exam as we know it up until the 12th of January 2026. So you've got up until that date to complete it, as long as you've paid before that September deadline. However, if you register or pay for your exam after the 29th of September 2025, you are placed automatically on the new CeMAP structure, and the CeMAP 1 exam is effectively being put in the bin completely. It's being replaced by something that I'll come on to in a second. But what that means is, if you've paid for the exam after that September date, as of the 10th of November, you will automatically be tested on the new material. So everything that you have for CeMAP 1 right now will be completely redundant if you haven't registered before the 29th of September deadlines. And that means that you've got a really short window to either get CeMAP 1 booked before the 29th of September and then passed before the 12th of January, or start preparing for a brand new qualification. So here's what the overhaul looks like. First of all, CeMAP 1 is being put in the bin entirely, and it's been being replaced with something called FSRE or FSRE, which stands for Financial Services Regulation and Ethics. Now, this isn't a brand new qualification. Actually, if you were going to be a financial advisor, you would have to do something called your Diploma in Financial Advice, and this is the first exam that works towards that qualification. But it is a little bit different. The first thing to note is it's not a level 3 exam, which is what we see with CeMAP 1 at the minute. It's actually a level 4 qualification, which means we can assume it's going to be a little bit more difficult. The layout is also going to be slightly different, whereas yes, it is still multiple choice, there's going to be an element of case studies with the new FSRE exam as well. So you're likely to have around 40 to 45 multiple choice questions to answer independently, and then 15 questions to answer that are also multiple choice, but they're based on case study information, just like what we see in CeMAP 3 currently. With CeMAP 2 and 3, it's been reported that they are going to be updated slightly, although it isn't a complete overhaul. The biggest change that we know of is that CeMAP 2, which is currently 4 units, is going to be broken down into 2. So instead of having 4 units of anywhere between 20 and 30 questions, what we'll see now is 2 lots of 50 questions, just like we know with the current CeMAP 1. It's also reported that there's going to be a little bit of an update to the CeMAP 3 material. It might even come with its own standalone bit of added information, but we won't know until the changes come into force. Another big change with the CeMAP qualifications at the minute is that as of our January deadline, which is the 13th of January 2026, you will no longer be able to sit your exam in a test centre. All of it is going to get done remotely. Now, this has huge implications, especially for busy family households, people with limited access to quiet spaces or unreliable internet, which we've all experienced at some point. So if you're currently partway through CeMAP, maybe you've started studying, maybe you've got your textbook and just haven't booked your exam yet, here's why this really matters. If you do not register and pay for your exam, not book it, just register for it, by the 29th of September, you won't be able to take the current version of CeMAP 1. You will automatically be enrolled onto the new bit. And if that happens, your old study material effectively becomes completely irrelevant. So while the new version might suit some learners, but if you've already made a start on the stuff, your best move is to finish what you started and get it done before these deadlines change. So to help as many people as possible beat the deadline and get through CeMAP 1 before these changes come into effect, I've launched a brand new program. It's called 6 Weeks to CeMAP 1. And this is a structured, guided study path for people who might want to study around kids or potentially around work, know exactly how much they can commit into this week by week, and get personalized support and motivation in a small group environment by me. I will be the one that is there to keep you accountable and make sure you get through your exam before that January cutoff date. So with this guided path, you will get full access to my e-learning platform for CeMAP 1, which is actually everything that you need to get qualified, but you also get 6 weeks of live group coaching calls with me. In your cohort of 10, you'll get a full study roadmap so you know exactly how you're going to do this in the next 6 weeks. And as always, you will have direct WhatsApp support from me if you reach any hurdles along the way. As I mentioned, each cohort is limited to 10 students, and I have enrollments kicking off in September, October, and November. So those are the 3 enrollment options available. If you want to pass CeMAP 1 before the changes come into place, now is the time to act. And if you want to find out more, you just need to click the link in the comments and it will take you directly to the information that you need. And if you're not sure where you sit in the timeline, just drop me a message and I'll help you figure it out. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I will be sharing regular updates as more information rolls out from LIBF. I'll also be updating you on all the changes that I see personally when working closely with students. Remember, you've got time, but not much of it. So let's get this done before it all changes.